What if the secret to unlocking the life you've always wanted, more success, better health, real happiness, wasn't some big complicated formula? What if it was just a simple routine you could do every single morning? Well, that's the huge promise of the Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, a concept that's genuinely changed thousands of lives. But to really get why it's so powerful, you have to hear the story behind it. Because this idea wasn't born out of success. It was born from an absolute catastrophe. So picture this. Hal Elrod is just 20 years old. He's on top of the world, a super successful salesman, happy with this bright future all mapped out. He thought he had it all figured out. And then, in a single instant, everything just changed. To really understand the miracle that came later, you first have to understand the disaster that came before it. I mean, the sequence of events here is just horrific. A head-on collision with a drunk driver. Seconds later, another car slams into his door. His body was shattered. We're talking 11 broken bones. He was clinically dead for 6 whole, agonizing minutes before he was revived. And even then, he wouldn't wake up for another 6 days. So when he finally woke up from the coma, the news was just devastating. The doctors told him that even if he survived, he might never ever walk again. This was his first rock bottom. And you'd think it couldn't possibly get any worse than that, right? Well, it did. Years later, after making this incredible recovery, Hal found himself facing a crisis that he says felt even worse than dying in that car crash. Okay, so the physical trauma of the crash was immense, but this second rock bottom, this was a complete mental and emotional collapse. The 2008 financial crisis just wiped him out. He lost his business, his income, and suddenly he's staring down almost $500,000 in debt. With his house on the line, he fell into a really deep depression. And this wasn't just a bad patch, this was total despair. See, after the car accident, he had his family and friends surrounding him. But this time, he felt completely alone with his problems, and the weight was just crushing. It was from this absolute low point that the Miracle Morning was born. Because sometimes it's only when we're at our most desperate that we're finally open to the most drastic change. On a friend's advice, he went for a run, something he hated, and that's when he had the breakthrough that would change everything. He was desperately searching for an answer. He tried all the usual advice, the books, the seminars, but nothing was working. What could possibly pull him out of this nosedive? And then came the aha moment. He was listening to an audio by Jim Rohn, and this one sentence hit him like a lightning bolt. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development. He realized he wanted level 10 success, but his own personal development, it was maybe at a level 2. So the crucial point is this: your external reality is a direct reflection of your internal development. To fix his finances, his happiness, his whole life, he had to first fix himself. He had to become the person capable of attracting the success he wanted. The question was, how? So how did he build this into a practical daily routine? Hal decided to dedicate time every single morning to his personal development, and he did it by combining 6 of the most powerful practices he could find. He created this simple, memorable acronym, SAVERS. It stands for the 6 practices that form the core of the Miracle Morning, designed to, save you from a life of unfulfilled potential. Now, each of these practices is powerful all on its own. Silence reduces stress. Affirmations rewire your beliefs. Visualization primes your brain for success. Exercise creates energy. Reading gives you new ideas. And scribing or journaling delivers clarity. But the real magic happens when you combine them. First thing in the morning, the effect is just exponential. And the results? They were nothing short of miraculous. Not just for Hal, but for the thousands who adopted the practice. People started seeing real, tangible results. Take Mike McDermott here, whose income more than doubled. It wasn't just about feeling good. It was about creating measurable success in the real world. And it goes way beyond finances. William Haugen lost 25 pounds. That daily commitment to self-improvement starts to ripple out into every area of your life, including your physical health and your well-being. And this one just captures the shift in mindset perfectly. Hal himself said that his very first Miracle Morning felt like being a kid on Christmas. It's about waking up with excitement and purpose, instead of that same old dread and exhaustion. And the speed of this transformation is just staggering. In less than 2 months of starting this simple routine, Hal went from being completely broke and depressed to having an income higher than it had ever been before. It was a complete life turnaround in just 60 days. Ultimately, the miracle morning isn't just about waking up early. It's about intentionally dedicating time to becoming the person who is capable of creating the life you truly want. So the real question is, what story will you write tomorrow?